In the darkest corners of the universe, where the light stops to a crawl and where sound cannot escape, where time stops working entirely and eventually things in existence stop making sense. Chaos is an inevitable force on our world and our lives, so we've made great efforts to contain it within this space for only an hour a week. This is the Chaos Continuum.
That I hadn't done yet. But yeah, we talk about Spider-Man. I'm very quiet. I have company here, so if there's voices in the background, it's you're being schizophrenic. And Spider-Man.
There's voices in the background. You're schizophrenic. True.
Ooh, good.
True.
But yeah, Spider-Man came out.
Oh, are we recording right now?
What if we made this episode like an entire 5 minutes long?
Yeah. Well, didn't they do that on our, on our competitors' podcasts? Yeah.
Did they? Wait, what?
I think they released an episode that's like at least 5 minutes long.
Hold on, let me look this up. Shit It Mented Podcast. Let me. Have you heard anything about getting them on?
No, I don't think we should. Yeah.
Oh, no? Still?
I still think it'd be a really boring episode. Yeah.
They got their podcast does have more subscribers than me.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't upload a 5-minute episode. They actually uploaded an episode that was an hour. Look at that.
Oh no, they're doing it on Discord now. They're on Discord now. Yeah.
Holy shit! It took them a while. They have an episode coming.
I just think.
But they're up.
I just think it would be. I just think it would be really boring. You know.
You think
Yeah.
so?
Yeah, I just feel like. It's just not gonna. You know what I mean?
I feel so much more handsome with this new camera. I feel like it works so much better than the old one.
I haven't seen it yet, but next Monday I'll be able to. Yeah.
Oh, you'll see it on the VOD when it goes up. Not the VOD. This isn't the
VOD. We're streaming. We're streaming now.
My brain is fried. I stayed up till 2 a.m. last night, and I'm kind of.
Why?
Because my family got here at 2 a.m.
Was somebody else playing on one of your Xboxes?
Yeah, they've been on it all day.
Yeah, because Peyton's account said that.
Yeah, playing NBA for like a day and a half.
Yeah, so I messaged her and I was like, "How's basketball?"
Yeah, that's
I thought that was.
And then I tried to play them in Mortal Kombat, and they gave up because they just suck at the game. But
true. Are you guys playing Titanfall 2?
I'm not. They were playing it with what's his name, Night Fox. Shout out to Night Fox.
Nice.
You know, I'm now stunned because I have absolutely nothing for this podcast. Spider-Man 2 is a thing, and I don't like it as much as I thought I would.
Okay, what are your problems with it so far? Well, how far have you gotten? I should know.
Complete spoilers for Spider-Man 2, because I don't care about you, the viewer.
Yeah.
Spoilers. If you give
half
a shit, it's been out for like a month. You've had your time, but like
I can send you some links to some videos with no audio, with like no voice, and you can just watch the gameplay.
Yeah, I'm like a mission in after Peter picks up the symbiote suit.
Did you understand my Star Wars reference?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate it. It would have worked if the whole we've talked about before, like we talked about this off of the podcast, where like it kind of ruins the tension because you have two Spider-Men, but one of them just pisses off for no reason.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like that scene would have worked a lot better if it felt earned, but like Kraven doesn't fight Spider-Man, he just walks up to him and stabs him. That's literally all it is. That would have worked so much better if he was like, if it showed us that he is actually a better fighter than Peter Parker. That'd be great.
Or even he took on the two Spider-Men at once. You know what I mean?
He was fighting them both,
right?
And he managed to like not beat them both, but like fight them both enough to stab Spider-Man. That would be cool. But he literally just walks up and stabs him. Literally.
Yeah.
Spider-Man doesn't even dodge.
It wasn't like Spider-Man 1 where he's getting beat down by the Sinister Six. You know what I mean? Right.
Kraven doesn't earn that kill. He just literally walks up and stabs him. I can't sugarcoat it. It's just what he does. He just walks up and stabs.
I think Kraven was a bad pick.
They should have just done. To me, it's having the same issue as like Spider-Man 3, the movie, where it's like, just do one villain. Why are you trying to do Hobgoblin and Venom and Sandman? Just do. It's actually almost the exact fucking same thing because you got Harry Osborn and Sandman and Venom. But
yeah,
like just do Venom, just do Harry and Venom, or just do.
By the way, as a correction, it wasn't the Hobgoblin; it was the Doom Goblin in Spider-Man 3.
Oh well, whatever. Same difference.
Yeah, I don't even. I think it's fun to do. Let's do some main. Like, I think they should. I think Kraven was a fun pick of like, let's do somebody that really isn't any movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they're about to give him his own movie.
Are they?
He's getting a Morbius style standalone movie. So you know he's gonna say it's Kraven time. He's gonna crave all over everybody.
I can't wait for him to look at the camera and be like, "I'm craving to kill." You know,
I'm craving this one. Yeah, I don't know if it's. I think it's connected to like the Venom Sonyverse, but I'm not sure.
I sure hope so. I sure hope they build up all these Spider-Man villains with no Spider-Man.
The dude from Kick-Ass.
I really hope they build this up as like a bunch of Spider-Man villains with no Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I
mean, he looks like Kraven. I don't know what the movie's supposed to be about.
I don't know, because it's not. I think there are better picks for villains.
So it's Sony's universe, which doesn't have a Spider-Man.
Yes, it does. It has Andrew Garfield's. They've talked about that.
Is that Spider-Man that's in like the Venomverse?
I'd imagine so.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think they're not going to do anything.
They're going to have Alexi in there, and Chameleon, and I don't recognize the other characters.
See, the Chameleon would have been another fun villain, like, or anything like that. Like, I feel like Kraven's such like a one note. You know what I mean, right?
I feel like he's a good mechanism for a Spider-Man plot. Like, Spider-Man 2 would have been great if it was just Kraven killing off his baddies or something like that, or it went to Venom, but it's doing both, and not very well. It's not doing it as well as Spider-Man 1 did it, where it was Mr. Negative, and that turned into the Sinister Six. It's not... Spider-Man 2 isn't doing Kraven turns into Venom plot-wise. Not like Kraven actually turns Venom, but like, it just doesn't do it well.
Well, because Mr. Negative like almost joins the Sinister Six. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like the Agent Venom thing they did with Harry is not good.
Did you see what I mean by the Agent Venom thing?
Yeah. Also, Mary Jane out here like fucking Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. Yep. Just fucking taking names.
Yeah, she is OP as fuck.
Yeah, she was better at taking down people than Spider-Man was.
Yeah. We talked about this a lot like the other day. I really think I would have preferred somebody that wasn't Kraven or that wasn't Venom. You know what I mean, right? Yeah. I don't think they needed to. When I figured they're making another Spider-Man game, I wasn't like, oh man, I can't wait till they see how they expand on the combat. Like, I really wasn't looking for that. Like, because I think the combat's fun. It's like the Arkham games, right? The combats and the tools and gadgets are fun, but that's not why I'm playing the games. You know what I mean?
Well, I also think Arkham's execution of combat is better. We talked about this too, where like the Spider-Man UI and stuff like that is a little bit. My rings are clicking together. It's like not necessarily janky, but it's like not as fluid as I think it could be.
Yeah, but I mean, the combat's fun. The combat's the reason why.
Arkham or like Shadow of War, I feel like it's a concise series of button presses. Whenever I play Spider-Man, I feel like I'm button mashing.
Like, but I also think what I like about the Arkham games is that even button mashing is still fun. You just have to parry a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but it forces you out of the button mashing stage. But like, so you could have it like minimally complex, where you do the basics to get rid of villains, like you sort of get rid of the bad guys, or you can get like really complex using the different gadgets, like the quick use gadget stuff. Yeah. You know?
Well, it's like that in Mad Max, too. Mad Max has that Arkham-style fighting, but it's like Mad Max's thing is you have other resources like your gun and stuff, but it's like you have very limited ammo for that. So it's like you can use it to make the fight way easier, but you're going to have to like scavenge to find ammo at some point.
Yeah. And I think I don't think they needed to do the Venom thing. I wasn't. I'm not happy with it. And I think I'm not happy with it purely on the staple of that the abilities kind of suck dick. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah. I haven't used all the Venom abilities, but just like the very first one, like the Venom Punch, is not. I don't know. Like
I don't know why. Yeah.
I like the effects of the Venom fighting, like how you have like these big strands of symbiote reaching out, but other than that,
like it's fun. Yeah, you know what I mean? And how like the webbing is black now and stuff. Yeah.
The game isn't bad, but it's
like it's not bad, but I would have had like I think like I said, but like going back to
I think if they spent another year letting it cook, it would be a lot better.
But I think even if they skipped it, because it's like I was saying with the Arkham games, you know what the Venom symbiote to me is? It's kind of like the Batmobile. Yeah, it was fun, but I really didn't need it. You know what I mean? Like
it just tacks on. Fun Plus, thing. Dude, every other mission in Spider-Man is a Peter Parker in his regular clothes walking around.
Yep.
And it's like, wow, this is awesome. I'm really having a fun time.
Which would be fine if it felt like it built to the story. You know what I mean?
It's literally Peter Parker walking around in a waiter costume, feeding a tiger. It's like it's kind of cute, I guess. But like, you could have shown me that in the 2-minute cutscene instead of making me play through this for half an hour.
It's like the really long Atreus section in God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah,
you know?
Well, at least that one is gameplay. I mean, it's broken up by like the story and stuff, but like the gameplay is fun and engaging. Like it's more fighting than it is walking. It just takes.
No, I agree. I think that some of the Atreus sections were really long. It's
I think the thing with like the Atreus sections is that they're locked in. Like when you're Atreus, you don't stop doing the main mission until you're not Atreus anymore. Versus Kratos is like he'll do a mission and then it's free world, and then you do a mission and then it's free roam, and then you do a mission and then it's free roam, and it goes back and forth.
Yeah,
and you can kind of pace it at your own leisure. Whereas Atreus takes away that ability.
Yeah, I don't think they needed to involve Miles Morales as a secondary character. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather have a Spider-Person. I like Miles Morales. I think I like Miles Morales more than Peter Parker. Not this version of Miles Morales. I still think his voice is like too whiny and too whimpery, but
I think I just don't. Yeah, I like the like Spider-Verse Miles Morales. Yeah. I don't think I like either more than the other ones. Yeah, you know. But I guess like when I think about Spider-Man, I mostly shift to the comic side of things, which is probably where my view is tainted. You know what I mean? Like I've got like a shit ton of these different stories under my brain. Yeah, that I find don't really compare to the games.
Yeah.
Like the games really don't compare to them. But I hate the fact that it feels like Miles Morales was there just to be shoved in. You know?
Yeah, he's not adding anything to the story. He has nothing to do with like the Harry and the Venom thing. He has nothing to do with the Kraven thing. It's like none of this is like the Kraven thing doesn't have anything to do with Peter Parker either, but at least like the Harry and the symbiote thing has to do with Peter. Like it feels like it was supposed to be a Peter Parker story, but then because they had Miles Morales and they gave him his own game, that they had to also include him in this one. Which is not working out as well, because he only shows up to be like, hey, I'm still here. Oh, I don't feel so good. I'm going to go home.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how they could have done...
And it ruins a lot of scenes. Like, it ruins the scene with the roller coaster, because it's like, Miles Morales was right there.
Yeah.
And, like, now all this shit is blowing up. It's like, dude, he's literally a few blocks away. He has to be at this point. Yeah. It hasn't been that long.
Yeah, I think, for me anyways... I try to like sit there and I think about like how could they have done the Kraven thing right? Yeah. And the only thing that
the mystery route, like kind of how they started in the first game, where you have like Kraven show up, don't have him have like fucking 700 goons and like fucking high tech drones.
That really took me out of it because I think growing up for me, Kraven was this solo hunter guy. You know what I mean?
Because he's supposed to be like, how is he like the ultimate hunter if he has the fucking private military following him around?
Yeah. Like, I think Kraven was fun because he was just, you know what I mean? Yeah.
How neat it would be if it was like Spider-Man following Kraven's path of destruction as he goes like through the city and just starts clearing out names off of the villain list.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the thing that I was thinking, right? Yeah. Is that, and then you build this tension up to like, who is this guy? You leave like little hints. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine you're not even like tracking Kraven. You're tracking like other criminals. You know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like eventually you're tracking Scorpion. You know what I mean? You've had a few fights with him. He breaks out of prison.
And then you get like that same scene where you see like Kraven fight Scorpion, and like that's the fucking reveal, rather than just Kraven in the woods somewhere stabbing a dude from behind.
Yeah, because then I feel like that's a natural. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Or you have the Sandman thing where he's paranoid, but it's a long, drawn-out sequence throughout the game. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not an opening, and then you're like, okay, well, these have got, like, some of, like, Spider-Man's dangerous enemies scared. Like, who is it? And then you get to see him with Kraven. You know?
Yeah.
I really didn't like how they just...
I know, I get that, like, if you were aware of what it was from the get-go, you understood what it was going to be, but Arkham Knight... Like Arkham Knight in Arkham Knight was a better reveal, or it worked better for the story than like Kraven's kind of implementation in Spider-Man 2.
Well, because you knew it was, if you knew the Red Hood story, you knew it was the Red Hood. Yeah,
you knew it was Jason Todd, but still the way it built up to it, and then you get this reveal where Batman finds out what it is, and then you're like, damn. And it works
I think
to the story, like it has an actual story beat to it. You know what I mean?
I think my only issue with that is that I don't think it was planned out, you know, throughout the other games. You know what I mean? Like, but that's getting nitpicky about the Arkham series, because I think you can definitely tell it wasn't planned out.
Well, I think it's also because
stuff.
In Arkham Knight, the Red Hood thing is kind of like the B plot.
Yeah.
Like, the main plot is the Joker and the Fear thing.
But I also kind of felt like they all kind of intertwined. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit.
One of the things that I like about Arkham Knight is that, like, even the Scarecrow and the Fear thing and the Red Hood thing, they all mix together in a certain way, right? Yeah.
But it's like the motivations for each plot line are driven by different devices.
Yeah, they're driven by different things, but they wrap around well.
Yeah.
You know, right? I think it's just a Marvel issue in general. It seems is that they don't know how to make things run parallel with each other anymore. You know?
Yeah, I would chalk most of it up to bad writing, or at least bad directing.
Because I think. Yeah.
I feel like the planning stage of it was woefully missed.
Because I even think, like, Spider-Man, if I remember, I should probably sit down and replay the game again. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I felt like the whole Kraven thing and the Venom thing, like, really, like, ran in different directions, you know?
Yeah.
And then you just had the weird, like, little moment with Martin Lee and Miles Morales.
I feel like that's supposed to be a different... Like, they should have done a second Miles... They should have done Spider-Man 2 with all of this, and they could even maybe try Kraven and the symbiote, and then have Miles Morales 2, where you have, like, the follow with Martin Lee.
Yeah, because they could have...
That's what it was supposed to be, and then they just jammed it all into one game.
Well, because they could have done the same thing that Kraven wants to hunt these villains, but he breaks them out of prison by himself. Yeah? And you have this big news flash, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you have a reason for Miles Morales to go away, because now he's hunting Kraven. He's hunting, like, Mr. Negative. You know, right?
Yeah.
And you could just have a whole nother game where it takes place at the same time, except that you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they take it somewhere else, to, like, a different city or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And I think, I don't know about you, but I think that would be really fun. You know?
I would prefer if it was one experience instead of two kind of experiences kind of overlapping on each other and kind of muddling the water.
Yeah. Because I just...
I'm trying to think and then like the last game that I could think of that did something like this was Far Cry 6, where like the stories of like the villain Anton and like the hero Danny, it's like they're in two different games where Anton is like in this really serious HBO drama and Danny is in like this fucking wacky MTV I'm playing with alligators and fucking people on the beach type reality.
Yeah.
And then they try to like blend them, and then all of a sudden Danny is really serious and they're dropping cliche lines like they have a conversation with someone where they legitimately use the line, "I know everything about you because you're just like me." And it's like, this has not been built up at all. You're just saying that because you both shoot guns. That's like the entire purpose of saying that they're the same. And it's like you can't take it seriously because there's this stuff that's not happening.
Yeah. It was just a really... Spider-Man 2 was a hard game to play. It was a hard game to sit through because it's just like... I think Marvel is really... I think a lot of that just even, like I said, reflects on the MCU and a lot of just the Marvel stuff right now. Yeah.
I think it's mostly just superhero stuff in general. I feel like it's not being written well. I don't know, what was the last good video superhero game? Guardians of the Galaxy was good. And
Guardians of the Galaxy was really good. That's been it.
Gotham Knights was bad. And then Kill the Suicide Squad is coming up, and that looks like it might not be great.
Yeah. I think superhero, but even look at the superhero movies and stuff like that, and TV shows. I think the last good one was the most recent Batman. You know?
Guardians.
And Guardians 3.
Yeah, but that's
Guardians has always been a little solid.
Yeah. But it's also because Guardians is completely separate from the rest of like everything the MCU does.
Yeah. Well, because they're like, it's like space shit. You know what I mean? Right?
They get to do their own unique thing on the side.
But even the TV show things now, because they're trying to fit this whole thing, and I can't remember what it's called. It's not the Secret. No, it might be Secret Wars.
Secret Invasion. Secret Wars.
Yeah, Secret War. Because Secret Wars, that's a Doctor Doom thing. So they're gonna but they're trying to get Kang to do it because they're trying to cut I don't understand where they're going. They're building up. They're building up the character.
They have a plan. I think they're just doing it, and then they're like, "We'll see where to take this."
I have said this for a long time now, but I think Doctor Doom is the villain that they should have went for. Yeah, if they could get the rights to him.
I mean, they have him now. Maybe that'll come sometime in now that the Fox stuff with Fantastic Four and the mutants.
I thought the Fantastic Four was owned by Sony.
They just had the Fantastic Four in a movie. They had Reed Richards in Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah. I think they should nuke it all. I think they should do like some rebirth shit. You know what I mean?
I think if you want to have movies that take place in like this MCU universe, go for it. But they need to be standalone stories and good movies to begin with.
Well, was it you and I that were talking about it? That I think what they should have done is a lot of this stuff that's happening now
should be alternate or like multiple
alternate universes, or even that some of the other like solo stories. If they want to do like the solo TV shows, they should have done that in between. What's it called? Infinity War and Endgame. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the crossover stuff kind of ruined some of the stories. Like Spider-Man, Far From Home, taking place after Endgame is kind of wild because it's like Spider-Man just fought a time-traveling alien for the fate of the galaxy, and now he's fighting some dude with a VFX team.
I think. Remember, everybody was sad that Tom Holland died in Infinity War. You want to know what my hot take for that scene was?
Huh?
Did not care.
I knew he was coming back, so it's like it didn't matter at all.
I know he's coming back, but also I've known you for one movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the most impactful thing about that is the Iron Man emotion. I feel like you feel more for Iron Man than you do for Spider-Man.
Which upset me because you're using great characters. They could be great as just plot devices. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like it's a bad example of it.
I don't know. I think it's a good example of it. I think Spider-Man was. I think Spider-Man is a better standalone hero. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like Batman in DC. Batman with anyone else is not as interesting as Batman on his own. Batman is better on his own, but when you have Batman and Superman, it's well, what are we doing here? Because
the only time that
fight because he has Superman on his side.
And the only time that's interesting is when they've been friends for 30 years and they're fighting against each other.
I don't know. You can do stuff with them together still. That's interesting, but like,
well, you can, but the only time it's like, exactly. But no, like what you like you said, right? Like, if Superman and Batman are teaming up, you know they're gonna win. You know,
that's why you gotta have the story written. Like, you can't have a Superman story that's about Superman fighting someone because we know Superman wins. So it's like, what are you gonna do plot wise, story wise, character wise that makes that incredible?
And that's why I like the new Batman movie, because I know Batman's gonna catch the Riddler. But it's like, can he save the day? You know what I mean?
The atmosphere of it, and there's a lesson. Like it's not Batman. He isn't Batman. He's vengeance, and he's learning how to be Batman. He
hasn't become the because it's year one shit. You know, like we talked about it. Right?
Like he doesn't even call himself Batman until the end of the movie.
Yeah. Like
that car.
And I think. Pardon?
I've never wanted a car more in my life. Like,
dude, I know. I saw that, and I was like,
dude,
"That's the best Batmobile yet."
I don't know why, but Batman on a Harley motorcycle with Nirvana works so well.
Yeah. Yeah. That whole movie was done so well. The atmosphere, the everything, the way that the Riddler involved.
You know what's crazy is they did a superhero movie where he wasn't making a joke every 5 seconds, and it worked.
Yes.
It's wild how that worked. How that happened.
Wow. It's crazy. It's crazy when a superhero movie takes itself seriously, how well they can tell a story.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, when they commit.
When they commit to it, and when they have I feel like even a good grasp of the character.
Well, even like Guardians 3. Guardians 3 is goofy as hell, but it's like, it knows that it's goofy, and the goofy is funny. Like, it's not just like, oh man,
it's not just
behind me, isn't he? Like, it's not like that kind of bullshit.
The goofy is funny, and
like the jokes they make are also statements about the characters.
Yeah, and the hard moments are like hard. You know what I mean?
Keep them
right.
Yeah,
and they keep them that way. They don't just immediately turn around. Like, you know what I mean? Rocket doesn't have his little flashback.
Or if they turn around, there's something that happens that makes it turn around. Say like when they're in the flesh pit or whatever, and everybody's getting like fucked up, and Drax gets like gunned down. And it's like everything is all drastic, and then Groot pops in with the ship, and he crashes through the wall, and then it turns the music back on, and then it gets back into like the kind of goofy superhero thing. But it lets it have its moment, lets it settle, and then it flips over.
But I think the Guardians of the Galaxy are just a goofy bunch of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's all about knowing your character and using your character well. These are going to be some of my worst takes ever, probably, at certain points, because I'm really tired.
Oh, by the way, I was listening to the last episode where we were talking about Game of the Year type stuff. I think I was fucking retarded. I don't know what I was saying about, like, sequels shouldn't be eligible for, like, Game of the Year type thing, or that I didn't play them as much. I was thinking about it, and I was like, that's really fucking a stupid take. I mean, Spider-Man 2 shouldn't be accepted, but, like...
Spider-Man 2 is awful.
It's not awful, but it's not, like... You know, it's definitely not that much better than Spider-Man 1. Like, when you compare, like...
It's only awful to me because it's disappointing.
Yeah. It's like, it could easily be much better, but it's not. Like, but, like, when you look at, like, Tears compared to Breath or Resident Evil 4, it's like, okay, these, I can see why, because they do that much more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I literally tried to explain it to you using Tears of the Kingdom. You're like, no! No!
Yeah.
You, like, doubled down on that text so hard.
I don't know why. It was fucking stupid, but yeah.
Yeah, that was a really fun guy. I remember leaving that. I was like, what the fuck is he on?
Don't worry, I had the same thought.
No. Yeah, Spider-Man 2's a game.
Have you watched...
Can I spoil a little bit for you?
Go for it.
Okay, so we talked about before. This is what I like to call the Venom problem, and it's specific. I call it that. It's right now for me. It's specific to Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I find what makes Venom a great character, like if we're taking away the Eddie Brock aspect of it, you know, is that Venom is a much darker version of Spider-Man, and there's actual emotion in that. You know what I mean?
See, I've never understood the Venom character because he doesn't have a character in any of like the movies or anything. He's just he is just kind of fucked up Spider-Man. But is Venom supposed to be like the Red Hood to Spider-Man's Batman?
He becomes that eventually. Okay. Yeah. But no, a lot of it is that a lot of the comics, the Venom symbiote is like a living thing, like it feels things, you know, and attaches to Peter Parker, tries to help Peter Parker be a better crime fighter, yeah, you know, and then Spider-Man realizes he doesn't want it anymore, and then the Venom symbiote feels like betrayed and develops a hatred for Spider-Man. Meets Eddie Brock, yeah.
Isn't Venom's whole thing is that it like wants to reconnect with Spider-Man?
Yeah, that's the symbiote thing. Like in one of the last comics,
because it's like isn't it like Spider-Man is like super strong and like the ultimate host, so it's like I want to be bonded with that guy.
I think he just bonded with him first and picked up a lot of his traits, but yeah, something like that, right? Yeah. And so, but the point in
like in the game, you can see Venom like when he begins his fangirl crush on Peter because they're like on the rooftop and they like fist bump, and then like what's his name? Harry's suit changes to have like the spider emblem on his chest.
Yeah,
and you like I can imagine Venom like in his own brain like writing in his like diary and putting like Spider-Man stickers in there.
Yeah. But I feel like even with because then Eddie Brock hates Peter Parker, right? Yeah. You know, and then the symbiote learns who Spider-Man is. Like Eddie Brock learns who Spider-Man is through the symbiote. Yeah. You know, and then he becomes his most dangerous. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, you've got this angry big man who pumps weights, who then bonds with the symbiote, who just wants to kill Spider-Man, who goes his way to, like, kidnap MJ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? And, like, other shit like that. And you, like, visit Aunt May. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
And it's, like, an actual menace. Like, when I remember reading the comics, you get the comic panel, Aunt May opens up the door, and it's Eddie Brock, and you're like, oh, shit. You know?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you feel the tension there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, and the other thing they're doing is they're taking away like the fact that he doesn't like use webs anymore. I'm like, oh, so you're just a big black monster with the spider symbol on you.
Yeah,
you know
the point of him taking the spider symbol that like he adopts some of Peter Parker's abilities and uses the webs.
Yeah,
I guess he doesn't web. He just like stretches out his arms, but
yeah, well that's what he does now. Yeah, but before it was the webbing. Yeah.
Oh.
You know. Before he shot webs at white patches, like instead of doing the Spider-Man thing, he shot it like where Wolverine's claws come out of. Yeah. And all that stuff, right? And his Spider-Man spider sense wouldn't work with Venom, you know, right?
Yeah.
And by proxy, also Carnage and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
I can't wait till you get to the scene where Venom grows fucking wings. Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen it. Like they took it like right out of a comic book or something.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel right. You know.
It looked weird when I saw it. I was like, this looks like Baldur's Gate.
I'm like, what is this game? maybe I'm like a little bitch boy when it comes to comic book stuff, right?
You're mad when it's not like a 1-to-1.
It doesn't need to be a 1-to-1. I don't really care if it's 1-to-1. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
What I care about is that like when they waste even the
good moments,
like good
the
moments.
MCU wasted Civil War.
Like they wasted Civil War. They waste good characters. I find. Yeah.
Yeah.
They what they really do is waste good villains. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I sit there. They sit there, and I'm sitting in the movie theater like, I don't care what you do with Ultron. You can keep him that way, but what the fuck? You know? Like, this guy was like a menace. You know what I mean? And something to be feared.
Because
and
Ultron
you killed him
wins,
in 2 hours.
doesn't he? Like, in his comic run?
Yeah. In certain comic runs, he
gets... planet.
Like, that shit, he's like another... He's maybe not compared to Thanos, but you know what I mean? He's up there.
He's not a galactic threat. He's like a terrestrial threat. But like a whole planet threat.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, then they wasted Baron Zemo, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Kingpin becomes a bitch in the Hawkeye series, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. You know?
Yeah. You're throwing... They turn more into like villain of the week type shit.
Which originally these motherfuckers are not villains of the week. You know? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like in the second Venom movie,
if you want to adapt comic runs and you want to do TV shows, why not do both? Instead of doing movies, what if you just made one big TV show a year? You know, do a Spider-Man TV show this year that's based on this run, you know?
Then that's fine. I would love that so much more. There's so much more to do with that.
Yeah.
You know?
I think they're taking a
Right?
break. As far as I know, I think they're only making one movie next year.
Perfect. I think they should just stop.
Yeah, I think it's just Deadpool, and that's it.
You know, it's funny. I've always liked. As I've grown older, I'm like, yeah, I think I prefer the X-Men movies over the MCU.
I like the early MCU movies. Some of them are not bad, but like.
Oh, sorry. I guess the earlier ones aren't
But it's also
bad.
because like the X-Men movies have Logan, and Logan is just one of the best comic book movies of all time.
I think even the representation of how Magneto is played. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as a villain, you know what I mean?
I'll
and
be
you
honest.
get his cause. Yeah.
I always think of and I laugh at that line from the first X-Men movie where Wolverine's complaining about those jumpsuits and Cyclops is like, "What would you prefer, yellow spandex?" And it's like, "Yes, the suit from Deadpool 3 looks awesome."
Yeah, but that's what they make cheeky jokes, but they fit with the characters.
Yeah.
You know? But I think Magneto's probably one of my favorite villains that's been
But the
adapted
movies
to
take them so
anything
seriously,
but-
and they're like decent movies too.
Well, do you remember the cold opening was just the Holocaust? Do you remember that?
With Magneto's opening?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not
And,
understand that
and-
as a kid. It took me a long time until I rewatched it and I was
it-
like, "Oh, that's Auschwitz."
It took me until
I thought it was
understand.
just like a prison or something.
Yeah, that's what I was the same way. But now I sit there and I watch it, and I'm like, that's a cold open. That's like a really good opening. Yeah.
The opening is Magneto fighting Nazis or being yeah.
And there's a lot of, and then you see it through his character. Yeah.
Yeah.
How that affected him.
I think the
You know what
biggest
I mean?
issue with a lot of the X-Men movies was their dependency on Wolverine.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was probably my biggest issue, is that I felt like
You
a
know,
lot
what's
of the
also
characters.
I think the older I get, the less I like Deadpool as a character.
He's kind of a catch-all character.
Because it's like he's kind of funny, but I feel like he's funnier in like a one-off thing and not in like a serialized thing. Like I don't think his movies are the best. Like they're funny to watch one time and that's it.
It's like Rick
they
and
don't
Morty.
there's nothing there.
It's like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
It's like Rick and Morty.
But there's nothing like deeper to like sink your teeth into, like with the Logan movie or something, you know? But
Dude, the Logan movie is still one of my favorites.
it's so good. When I think of like my favorite comic book movies of all time, it's like Logan, the Batman, and Spider-Verse. All those three for sure. And I don't, maybe Guardians is up there too. But that's a fucking hard list to make. Maybe we should do that one time on the podcast. Rank the
We should do
best
Marvel
comic book movies instead of just Marvel.
True. I think, but
So
I
the Flash is
do.
S tier.
The Flash is S tier list. Yes, sir. Civil War and the Flash are S tier for me. Yeah.
Joker S tier.
Batman Returns.
Yeah. Batman v Superman.
The nipple Batman.
Oh yeah.
Jim Carrey as the Riddler is still one of my favorite villain adaptations.
It's just the mask too.
And then fucking good old Arnold as Mr. Freeze. You know what I mean?
You need
Like,
to chill out.
You need to chill out.
They got Danny DeVito as the dude. That cast was stacked.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and fucking Danny DeVito,
Yeah.
and
Was-
fucking
what
what's
did
his
you
name?
play?
What's
Who
the
did Danny
Friends
DeVito-
guy? Matthew Perry?
I
No,
know
Matthew
something
Perry is the
about
one that
that.
died. Jeff Gold? No, not. What the fuck is his name?
Who did you play?
The Batman, Bat Nipple, George Clooney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's a Friends
Dude,
guy, but
who did Danny DeVito play?
Penguin.
Did he?
Yeah, remember? He's got like the weird monocle and like the weird looking nose. He
And like the weird hands?
yeah, he looks like
That
that,
was
one
Danny
episode of It's
DeVito?
Always Sunny where he's
That
like
was
wearing
Danny
like the makeup.
DeVito?
Yeah.
That was. I haven't known that till
Here, let me
now.
get a photo of this. I'll put this in Discord.
Dude, you're so right. That was a stack cast. We gotta go back to those days. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to have. Oh my god, he looks like he kind of looks like what the fuck is Johnny Depp in a
Are you sending me the photo in general?
Dude, he's so disgusting in this movie. Yeah, I'm gonna put it.
Or are you sending me the?
in this? Here, I'll put this up on the screen for our lovely audience to look at and feast your eyes.
You know what? I still don't see Danny DeVito. Yeah.
It doesn't look like him. I'll give them that. Like, you would not know it's Danny DeVito without hearing or seeing him.
Yeah.
Or, like, knowing that. He's got so much makeup on and, like, the big prosthetic nose.
It's impressive.
It's really good.
But now, I want to finish talking about the X-Men movies and why I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think because, like we're saying, they take themselves seriously but know how to make jokes. I think they do, like, a lot of the mutant abilities really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even, like, the way the suits look. I think, like I said, Magneto... Because Magneto never really feels like some villain, you know what I mean? Like, you can almost get behind what he does. Except for the first
because
movie.
they do the MLK Malcolm X thing. Like, he's not wrong. It's just the way he does it. Like, he's like, I'm just going to murder people.
Yeah.
But you understand...
But at the same time...
The way
you understand
they
why.
open the first movie, you understand why he's doing it.
Yeah, you get exactly like where he comes from. I also can't remember the actor for Professor X and for Magneto, or some of the best.
I love like his solution in the beginning, right? Is like the senator that's trying to ban mutants. He wants to turn him into a mutant.
Yeah,
I saw someone bring it up. Like, imagine, so like, you know how like the X-Men are obviously like an allegory for like what do you call it?
Yeah,
other subjugated groups, right? Minority groups and stuff, right? Whether that's a racial minority or like a sexually orientation minority, like gay people and whatnot. Imagine any other minority other than mutants having that same plan. Like, this senator's trying to ban black people, let's make him black. Or they're trying to ban gay people, let's make him gay. Although if he's a gay senator, or a senator trying to ban gay people, they're priority gay.
There's a Spawn comic that's like that. Yeah,
that makes sense.
He
I started watching that show, like the old show, with Keith David.
Yep,
that voice is fucking iconic.
Okay, so in the comic, yeah, he's like fighting these Ku Klux Klan members, and then they put a bullet in him and hang him, and then when he comes back to life, he grabs the leader. Because they're trying to burn down this black farmers thing, try to take it to court, but the leader, like the whatever, is also like the judge. Yeah. So then Spawn finds the judge, uses his powers to turn him black, and the KKK members kill the judge.
He could have just killed
like, oh. No. It's like, Spawn, I'm going to turn you into the thing you hate the most. It turns him black. He makes him black. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Do you know that Spawn was like one of the first? Because Spawn was created by the same people that created Invincible, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah, he was. Wasn't it Legend Comics? That's okay. He appears. He appears in some. He appeared in the
Invincible.
Invincible comics, yeah.
Well, I know they did like a Spider-Man crossover with Invincible and stuff too. That's one thing I was going to ask you. Have you seen Invincible season 2 yet? Or
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I haven't actually sit down and watched it. Where do I watch it on again?
Amazon.
It's so much work, but I probably
Peter Cullen is in it.
Oh, dope. I kind of want to watch The Boys. Yeah.
Do you have any idea who that is?
No. Not at all.
Optimus.
Oh.
And you know what's
amazing? That's what the name
is that it sounds he sounds like Optimus. I was really taken off guard because like they I'm not just Optimus Prime, but they like walk into a room with like all these different characters, and there's a character like leading the group or whatever, and he's like, "We've been waiting for you," and I'm like, "That's Optimus Prime. Somebody's about to get killed right now."
And the only thing in frame, is two big metal legs, you know, that happen to be red and blue.
You see like a flaming sword slowly lower down into frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even. It's a big semi truck. Yeah. I kind of want that. I want a Transformers crossover in my superhero movies.
Dude, that'd be so fun.
I want the next Justice League movie when they're doing because they're doing the whole multiverse thing in the MCU. Yeah, right. So when they're all fighting Kang, just the portal opens up and you Autobots roll out. Yeah, and just a gigantic semi slams into Kang and just kills him.
Oh my god.
The Transformers being in any other media is really funny.
It really is.
Because
every time.
Because
like, imagine you're watching like Godzilla vs. Kong and they're fighting, and then like they stop and Kong's at the top of a building or whatever, and all you hear is honk honk, and a semi-truck flies out of nowhere and fucking smacks Kong across the face.
With a yellow and black robot on on the hitch of it.
Yeah, yellow Chevrolet right behind him.
And I think the worst part is that like the Autobots did anything, or the Transformers did anything, just work. Yeah. Like it's insane. And I think it's because in their movie forms, they're like don't have a lot of like character to them in my mind. Yeah,
they're just robots that fight. They're just rock'em sock'ems. But really
that's exactly right,
dude.
Injustice 3.
They just have no maturity either. Like I still think like that moment in the third Transformers movie when like Bumblebee's on the show floor and they're like, "This is the new and improved Bumblebee, better in every way." And Bumblebee's like, "Fuck this guy," kicks it over.
Yeah, Transformers 4 was a wild movie.
Was that 4?
Yeah, it was 4. 3 was Dark Side of the Moon. That's the line one. That's the last one. Whatever his username.
Ladies Man 427.
Yeah. I can't believe you know that off the top of your head. That's insane. It's insane.
Ladies Man 427.
That's crazy.
Alright, man.
Man, could you imagine, like, Invincible Season 3 opens up with Sam Witwicky walking out of a portal? Just in the middle of a fight, and you just hear the word I was gonna say, he just screams Optimus, and like 15 portals open up. There's a bunch of big robots.
Yeah, they're all Optimuses. It's like Optimus Primal.
Dude, Transformers multiverse? That's what I want.
No. So you know what it is? So you do the Injustice thing where you have like the Last Knight Optimus Prime when he's got the sword and the purple eyes and everything. You have Evil Prime.
You mean Nemesis Prime?
Yeah, whatever his name is, Nemesis Prime, and then you have all of the other alternate universe Optimus Primes come to fight him, and he fucking kills all of them.
except, and then it's down to the universe where Cybertron never went to war, and Optimus Prime is still a librarian. You know,
Librarian Prime is the strongest one of them all.
He becomes a fucking god.
No. So you have Nemesis Prime, and he's like standing over like the most recent, like the really boxy, cartoony looking Prime, and he's like, "We're never good enough," and he stabs him through the heart. And then one last portal opens, and he turns around, and there's a blue and red flame decaled book flying through the air, and it hits Nemesis Prime dead square in the fucking face.
Yeah,
because that's obviously Librarian Prime's form is just a book.
Yeah, he doesn't. He has like big glasses on. Yeah, and he just transforms into a book.
Yeah,
he's got a silencer. He just his whole thing. He just rips people's vocal cords out. Yeah, like really violent.
Oh man, yeah.
I can't wait for my G.I. Joe and Transformers crossover because it's gonna happen.
Dude, I'd actually I want the G.I. Joe. I want the Transformers Barbie crossover.
Dude, oh my god! Ken finds purpose by joining the Decepticons. He becomes a Decepticon. God.
Do they go the Star Wars route where it's like the Decepticons promise you like your own personal power, but the Autobots promise you like peace and tranquility?
Yeah.
But the Autobots tell Barbie that she has to be peaceful and she can't kill anyone, but Optimus Prime is ripping people's skulls out of their sockets.
Yeah, like Ratchet sitting there and like, you can't kill anybody that's against the Autobots' rules. And it just like you can see in the distance. You could see in the distance Optimus Prime is ripping somebody in half, like just slightly in the distance. So like you had to look for it.
It's not even really that far. It's like They turn around and Optimus Prime has someone on their knees and he goes, "Die!" with the shotgun, and he just fucking blows their brains out the back of their head.
He banes them and goes, "I'll kill them all," and just like fucking banes them. Well, Ratchet's giving like this like lecture to Barbie. God, that sounds awesome.
I want a game that just lets Optimus let loose.
I do too. That's why I want I think like seeing him in his Nemesis Prime form would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Optimus Prime as a Decepticon is horrifying. He bodies everybody. You can't tell me that he does.
Decepticon. Optimus Prime is terrifying.
Optimus Prime just got his memory wiped and went to default settings, you know?
Factory.
Do you think they made it? Do you think they Do you think they made him to a librarian because they knew he was just too powerful? You know,
they were like, we can't send him to the front lines, or else we're all fucked.
Sometimes Optimus would be sitting in a library, somebody would start talking, he'd be like, "I'll kill them all." You know?
Do you think it was like absolutely silence? Like they have like that one librarian joke in like Monsters Inc. or whatever, but it's like with Optimus. I think we've made this joke before. Like somebody like drops a pen and then Optimus just appears right behind him anime style and just fucking shoves his sword through the back of their skull.
Not even he punches their spark out. It's like the Transformers 2 at the end where it's like the end of Transformers 2 and he just punches the fallen spark out and has it in his hands and just crushes it. You know?
Yeah.
Like he just like rips it out. God. It's so hard to talk. Whenever we talk about Optimus like this, I genuinely sit here and I'm like, this sounds like a bad guy. Yeah. This sounds like a movie
It's like a bad guy. Like, he makes the Punisher look lenient. But, like Optimus Prime to
does not give a shit.
Optimus Prime to any Decepticon is like the Omni-Man and Mark fight. Like, it's just, think, Megatron, think! Look what you made me do!
I guarantee you, he could be talking to, she could be talking to somebody like a Transformer that hasn't joined his side yet, and they could look and be like, "I don't know if I want to join the Autobots." He just picks up a shotgun, Decepticon, and just shoots them.
If you're not with us, you're against us.
You're against us. And just fucking blows his head off.
Dude, can we write a Transformers movie? Because I feel like it would be the best Transformers movie to ever exist.
But we can't. I don't think we need humans. I think we're good enough with just that.
We do not. It needs no humans whatsoever.
Yeah, I think the humans just hinder the plot. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think having an image of my brain
have it set during the time of like the dinosaurs, but Optimus Prime is still a semi-truck.
Yes.
It cold opens on like a T-Rex feasting on something, and you're like, "Oh, this is a dinosaur movie? I didn't know that." And then a semi-truck just blows through it.
And yeah, just
they make an effort to show that the dinosaur was way out of his way. Optimus Prime just wanted to drive through it.
yeah.
There's
just a pack of raptors. There's just a pack of raptors, and then all you hear is the Transformers sound, and then you hear, and like as the raptors are running, you just see them get run over by a semi truck.
It cuts under the water, and you see like a megalosaurus or whatever, and then a semi-truck just comes from above and just fucking pierces.
Can we give Optimus Prime a southern accent, but with the same voice that he normally has?
I don't even know what that would sound like.
I think it'd be perfect, yeah.
Because we kill them, y'all.
Fucking Decepticons. Then it sounds racist. You know what I mean?
Racist Optimus Prime?
Maybe that's what he is, you know?
Them no all-spark having Decepticons.
Them silver fuckers.
Yeah.
True.
Them not primary color having
those flying freaks.
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect.
It sounds amazing. We should. Was it Fox that makes them?
21st. No, Paramount something, right? With the
we should
stars.
Paramount. Yeah. Yep. We should write a script. Yeah.
Yeah.
Email Paramount.
You know, I say we do that. I say we do this next episode. This next week, I'm going to work on one, and you work on one. We work on our scripts for an Optimus Prime led Transformers movie, and then next week we will bring them and we will present them to each other and pitch it.
Yeah, and then I'm going to title mine "Putting Michael Bay to Shame." Yeah,
this is the title.
That's the title of. Yes, that's the title of the Transformers movie.
the opening, actually, the cold open is Michael Bay in front of like a setting sun, and then Optimus just plows through him. Like the,
he just
like the
steps on
opening
him.
scene from The Boys.
Yeah. Do you think The Boys is a good show to watch?
It is. Have you not seen it?
No, I've seen I think I've watched bits and parts of it with other people. Yeah,
it's awesome. It's fucking great.
Like the only moment that I really remember in my brain was sitting there watching, and this is the first episode that I'd ever watched. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, it's a superhero show. They're having this emotional moment, and I just watched Black Noir die, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's a bit into it. But if you watch it from the beginning, it's good. Like, it gets better as it goes, for sure. Like, if season 1 is a 9 out of 10, season 2 is a 9.5. And season 3 is even better.
I watched this Snake Eyes lookalike write words on a paper holding a marker like a retard.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so good. It's so satirical, like, in everything it does. Like, the Soldier Boy, who is, like, their Captain America, but, like, he's actually racist and homophobic because he came from the 40s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the first scene he has is he like, wakes up in the present day, and he's walking around New York, and he sees, like, an interracial gay couple walking down the street holding hands, and he just gives them the dirtiest side eye ever, and it's, like, believable.
Yeah, like, where do I watch that?
That's on Amazon as well.
Oh, dude. Dope.
But, yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's more of, like, a drama than it is a superhero show, but, like...
Yeah, because I remember I sat down and they're like, I was like, "What are you watching?" And she was like, "The Boys." I was like, "Okay, I'll watch it. I'll bite." Yeah,
it's fucking it's unironically really good.
And then I was like, "What's it about?" They're like, "Oh, it's a superhero movie." Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, dope. I like superheroes." Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then I watched Superman clone come in to talk to Snake Eyes clone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool. And then I watched Snake Eyes clone write words on paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I watched Evil Superman clone come up, start to like be emotional, and put his fist through Snake Eyes clone's chest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. Then Snake Eyes clone started to hallucinate funny like Chip and Dale figures. Yeah. And then I went, this is a lot. I'm gonna go away now.
Yeah. It's fucking epic. I mean, it's very much done on purpose, like the same way that like the Guardians of the Globe and Invincible are very obviously like Justice League ripoffs. Like you have like the Flash character, you have the Snake Eyes, you have Superman, you have the Wonder Woman character, you have the Aquaman who actually does fuck fish.
Yeah.
But yeah, that show's
like what great. Like it was like I thought I like the look of Black Noir though. I thought it was a nice look.
He's a good character, yeah.
He's so far my favorite out of the two that I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not hard.
I've watched clips of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it like pops up once in a while. I'll watch stuff. You think I should?
Yeah.
How many seasons are there?
It's 3 seasons, and then they have a spin-off that's I think still going on right now. I haven't watched it, but I've heard it's just as good as the main show.
Yeah, because I like I said, and I've watched a few episodes after that.
But it's also a stacked cast. Like Anthony Starr does a great job. They have Carl Urban and the fuck is
I just remember laughing.
Fring.
I just remember laughing at Homelander a lot. Yeah,
he's fucking hilarious.
I remember he started crying or something that didn't matter.
Without explaining the context of this, there's a scene where Homelander unironically gives head to himself.
What?
You gotta watch the show, man.
What season is that in? What season and episode?
I think it's season 1. I think it's the cold open to one of the episodes, if I remember right. But
that's awesome.
But yeah,
the only other time is that I saw the only other scene that really strikes in my brain was that I'd walked in the room to see the Aquaman ripoff getting his dick sucked by an octopus. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that is also a thing that happens.
Yeah, I walked into the room with that, and I was like, "What are you watching?"
It's very graphic. Dude, the opening to season 3, you will not believe it.
What is it?
You gotta watch the show, man. I'm not.
You had to tell me. You had to tell me.
So, like, you know, like the memes about Ant-Man killing Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm gonna tell you.
No way. I have to watch the show, dude.
It's such a good show.
This sounds.
It's funny. It's satirical in like a good way. It's really clever. The drama itself. It's like actually a good show, even without all the superhero bullshit.
I can't wait to get to season 3 for the.
Oh, it's the first episode of season 3.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
that's awesome.
I only remember it because there's a line that one of the characters says where right after that moment happens, they're like fighting the Ant-Man dude, and one of the characters is like trying to run away from him, and he's like, "He's trying to get in my asshole." You gotta watch it. Okay. Also, for anyone out there, watch The Voice. It's good. We're gonna call it here, and we'll be back next week with our ideas for an Optimus Prime movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ben.
This was awesome.
Have fun with that information you've been gifted.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you everyone for watching.
Okay.
And go fuck yourselves.
Go fuck yourselves.